Well, the United Nations estimates that 75% of all blindness is preventable, and members of the blind community continue their education campaign to heighten awareness and, in this case, save young men who may be misguided.
Well, tonight, Carla Palmer features a man who lost his sight many years ago.
53-year-old Tyrone Johnson is blind, but he was not born this way.
And there was a time that I got involved in negative company, negative crowd.
Johnson's life took a dramatic turn at the age of 29 when he ignored his mother's advice and made a poor choice to follow friends.
One evening I went out with a group of young men and some negative things ensued, and as a result of it I was shot in the right temple by a shotgun, which caused me eventually to lose my sight. I was not supposed to be in that area because I was supposed to be where I lived, which was in Stapleton Gardens. But I had come back just to hang out for that day with those young men, and my mother told me, you should go home to where you live, get off the streets. But I didn't pay attention to her.
Since that life-changing incident, Johnson has had to learn to adapt. Having been blind for 24 years now, Johnson has learned over time to look back and laugh at his initial reaction to being blind. He says it was not easy.
Devastation, abandonment, uselessness. I didn't know what to do with myself. I didn't know where I would go. All of a sudden, I'm now a person that cannot do anything for myself. I'm dependent on others. I could not deal with it. I thought of suicide, to be honest. I thought of just throwing myself away and taking my life because I could not cope. But now, as I'm an adult and I'm working with children in the schools, it has taught me that I should be an inspiration to help children listen to their parents and do what is right, because they can see what you don't see.
Johnson credits his aunt, Frances Leday, with expressions of inspiration in saving his life. He now spends his working life hoping to positively direct the path of our nation's youth as a counselor at the Adolescent Youth Center. He also travels around the country conducting speaking engagements at various schools.
Becoming blind, I had to retrain myself. I studied some psychology and picked up some other skills. I am also a pastor, youth pastor at my church, Judah Worship Center, and it allows me to work and inspire young children there in a magnificent way. And so it has helped me a whole lot. It's turned my life around. I now have vision that I didn't have before when I was sighted. And so if I can save if one person can turn around because of the things that I may say to them, then my living would have not been in vain.
Carla Palmer, ZNS Network News.